Dover will lead your field to the drop of the green flag. The 99 of Brady Bacon to his outside. Row 2, you'll find the 6 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and the 77X of Wayne Johnson. Row 3, the 05 of Brad Loyet, the 35 to his outside. That is going to be Trevor Grossenbacher. Row 4, the 23S of Stu Snyder to his outside. The 23 of Seth Bergman. Then it's the 48 of Jake Martins, the 81 of Danny Wood in row number 5. Row 6, the 41 of Jason Johnson and the 12 to his outside. That is going to be Tyler Drueke. Then over the 18 of Tony Bruce Jr., the 5H of Logan Ford in row 7. Row 8 will be the 45X of Johnny Herrera, the 18R of Brian Roberts. Row 9, you'll find the 31 of Mark Pace and the 28 to his outside. That is going to be Ken Clabundi. Then it will be the 4 of Jordan Boston, the 77 of John Clabundi to his outside. The 24B next row to the inside. The 24BH make that. That is going to be Eric Lutz to his outside. The 2 of Dustin Morgan and the driver with the promoter's provisional, Taylor Velasquez, will round out your field. Just about ready to go. Green flag racing. The caution lights, ladies and gentlemen, have gone down 40 times around America's home track. Will it be your defending champion? Can the gas man get another win here at the Eagle Raceway? Will it be last night's feature winner, Brady Bacon? We're going to find out. Your field working in a 3-way race set up for the Eagle Nationals is underway. Into turns 1 and 2, the side-by-side battle. They're going to swap lines over the 99s down to the bottom, and Jack Dover's up to the high side. The gas man up to the cushion. Brady Bacon down to the inside. Lap 1 is going to be Jack Dover showing the way. Jack Dover in the 53, leading the 99 of Brady Bacon right there to the inside. They're still wheel to wheel as Brady Bacon trying to seal over the race lead. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. going to run in third. Then it's going to be the 77X of Wayne Johnson as you got a new leader. Brady Bacon seals it away, but Jack Dover's right there to seal it back. Jack Dover and Brady Bacon. What a battle is that? Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is upside down. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. bicycles the car in turns 1 and 2, gets it over, lands back on all 4 as everybody doing a great job of getting stopped over in turns 1 and 2. As the Eagle Raceway safety crew, Johnny on the spot, they have already made it over to the Ford Eco boost number 6. As we await word on the condition of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., the driver that took the ride over, as he is out of that race car, ladies and gentlemen, Stenhouse will walk away. The cone down to the front straightaway. Your flagman watching them this time as they work into turn 3, looking for the green at a turn number 4. Single file, we're back underway. Wayne Johnson down to the inside of Brady Bacon, gets second to the 77X as they have a phenomenal restart. And Wayne Johnson going to steal away the second spot. Trevor Grossenbacher able to get away fourth for the 05 of Brad Loyet as they will muscle into turns 1 and 2. Jack Dover on the high side and trying to build some distance between him and the battle for the runner-up spot. Wayne Johnson has it. Brady Bacon though with a full head of steam down to the bottom of the turns 3 and 4. He'll try to reclaim the position. Wayne Johnson though too strong on the high side. As it'll be Jack Dover leading, Wayne Johnson sitting in second. Brady Bacon, though, down to the inside. He's got the run down the back straightaway. He'll reclaim the runner-up spot. Brady Bacon takes back over second. The 77X of Wayne Johnson back to third. The 35 of Trevor Grossenbacher. Then it's the 05 of Brad Loyet running into the top 5. The 81 of Danny Wood, a little bobble through turns 3 and 4. Loses some ground down to the 05. Runs at 6, but he'll fall to 7. The 23 Seth Bergman to the high side. Not going to happen, though. Bergman, he is going to run in 7th. 8th right now is going to be the 23 as his Stu-Sider, but the 41 of Jason Johnson's going to steal the way down the front straightaway. Stu-Sider going to be dropped back to 9th with the 5-inch of Logan Ford right now running into the top 10. As we go back to the front of the field, it is all Jack Dover, the home point certified transmission number 53. Brady Bacon from the bottom now up to the high side as he works through turns 1 and 2. Wayne Johnson is still down to the bottom of the racetrack. Trevor Grossenbacher is up to the high side. Loyet still your top 5 in a good 3-car battle. Now Jason Johnson makes it 3 wide with the 81 of Danny Wood, the 23 of Seth Bergman. Bergman up to the high side. The 41 right to the middle. He's going to steal away the position. So the 41 of Jason Johnson is up into 6 now as he hooks the cushion a little bit through turns 1 and 2. Brings it back down into the groove and he bolts in the back straightaway. As back up front, lower traffic about to become an issue for your race leader. The 53 of Jack Dover has Taylor Velasquez to the high side now with the 99 of Brady Bacon closing in. The teller of tales will be lap traffic here at the Hitchman Indy Raceway Eagle Nationals as Brady Bacon from the half the straightaway back is close to within 3 car lengths as they bolt to the back straightaway. They go around the 21 exit. Taylor Velasquez, Brady Bacon down to the inside, side by side. Your battle is for the lead. Jack Dover able to hold the position, now dives to the bottom of the racetrack as he has the 31 of Mark Pace up to his high side. He will put Pace a lap down the competition as they work to the back straightaway now. Slides right up to the middle. He's going to go after John Clabundi. Brady Bacon, though, down to the bottom. Slides up to the high side, still not able to get the run. The battle is good up in the front of the field as Wayne Johnson continues to run at third, about a half a straightaway behind the battle for the race lead as he is up into the top 5 now. Jason Johnson around the 35 of Trevor Grossenbacher. Grossenbacher though, back to the inside line. They'll battle side by side in turns 3 and 4 as we go back up to the battle for the race lead. Wheel to wheel, and Brady Bacon's going to seal it back. Brady Bacon, lift ahead highway number 99, going for 3 in a row. With the Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series, goes 3 wide with slower traffic. Justin Morgan to the inside the 40, and Jake Barnes up to his high side as he will go around the 2. He'll go around the 48, and he is gone to the back straightaway. A half straight advantage already of the 53 of Jack Dover. Car spinning right in front of your leaders. The 18R Ryan Roberts spins it down to the bottom of the racetrack. The caution must wave. The 5H of Logan Forler. Then it's the 23S of Stu Snyder, the 12 of Drueke, the 18 of Bruce, the 28 of Clabundi, and the 4 of Jordan Boston running at your top 15. The green flag waves. We're back underway. The single file restart. Your top 3 all diving down to the bottom of the racetrack is the 99. He will give chase on the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. He will try to close in on the Eagle Chassis 53 of Jack Dover. As they work into turns 1 and 2, Dover about a car width off the bottom of the racetrack. Brady Bacon starts to the bottom, slides up into the tire tracks of the 53. Wayne Johnson now trying to keep pace with them as they work into turns 3 and 4. Second and third into the high side. Your leader still down to the bottom. As it will be Jack Dover showing the way. Then it's going to be the 99 of Brady Bacon, the 77X of Wayne Johnson, the 35 of Trevor Grossenbacher in a good battle right now with the 41 of Jason Johnson. As those two will battle down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Grossenbacher right in the middle of the racetrack. The 41 up to the high side as that's going to run at your top 5. The 05 of Brad Loyet's back up in the 6th. 7th is going to be the 23 of Seth Bergman. 8th is going to be the 81 of Danny Wood. Then it's going to be the 45X of Johnny Herrera and the 5H of Logan Forler right now running at your top 10 as the battle is on at the front of the field. Brady Bacon again to the back bumper. Jack Dover, they've got clear racetrack, and here comes the Pocono Bandit. He goes to the high side of turns 3 and 4. He'll look for the race lead. Jack Dover, the car pushes like a freight train up the bottom. He drops the second. Brady Bacon back to the top spot. Brady Bacon back into the race lead with 23 laps to go. He will work down the back straightaway. He will pull away from the Home Prime Certified Transmission 53 of Jack Dover. Wayne Johnson, the Outlaw Wing. Sebastian sandblasting up Powder Cody 77X, still running at third. 4th is going to be the Messiah Valley Transportation 41 of Jason Johnson. Your top 5 is going to be the Stop and Shop 35 of Trevor Grossenbacher. As down to the inside, he is up in the 6th. Is going to be the Superior Marine 23 of Seth Bergman. Then you'll find the 05 of Brad Loyet in a good battle right now with the 45X of Johnny Herrera. Herrera going to run in 8th. 9th is going to be Danny Wood. As the fight still to be in the top 10 as they work up at turn number 4. It is going to be the 5H of Logan Forler right now holding up the 18 of Tony Bruce Jr. as they go 3 wide and slower traffic. Up at the front of the field, it is the 99 of Brady Bacon, still your race leader, as he'll put the 2 of Dustin Morgan to the 48 of Jake Martins and the 18R Brian Roberts. Now several laps down the competition. He'll set his sights on the 4 George Boston. He's got 1, 2, 3 lap cars between him and the 53 of Jack Dover. And Jack Dover has got company. It's Wayne Johnson, the Iron Man, looking down to the inside, trying to steal away second as the field spread out from end to end here. Your leader working off at turn number 4. The battle for second now. Going to work to the front straightaway. Wayne Johnson going to steal away. Wayne Johnson, the 77X, up to the high side. The turns 1 and 2. He'll keep his momentum over the 53 of Jack Dover. Dover, though, with moisture on the inside line. He'll reclaim second as they work into turns 3 and 4. Less than 20 laps to go here. Jack Dover reclaiming the runner-up spot, and while they're battling, slower traffic's holding up the battle for second, and Jason Johnson is closing in. Jason Johnson, the Lincoln Auto Auction number 41, starting to close in on the 77X of Wayne Johnson. Wayne Johnson, your points leader by 1 point coming into tonight. Jason Johnson trying to reclaim that points lead. The 23 Seth Bergman now has worked up into 5th as they worked on the back straightaway. The battle for second is still dynamite as 3 cars continue to go at it. The 53 of Jack Dover, the 77X of Wayne Johnson, and now the 41 will throw his name into the ring. To the inside goes the 53, to the high side the 77X with the 41, looking for somebody to make a mistake. He's going to run in 4th. The 23 Seth Bergman running at your top 5. Up in the 6th right now is the 45X of Johnny Herrera. Then it's the 35 of Grossenbacher, the 05 of Loyet, the 81 of Danny Wood. Running at your top 10 right now should be, looks like the 12 of Drueke as he's in a good side-by-side battle now with the 5H of Logan Forler. Logan Forler will run in 11th. Then it's Snyder, then Boston. Then it's going to be Ryan Roberts and Dustin Morgan right now your top 15 as your leader is on the back bump of the 23S is Stu Snyder. Snyder right now running in the 12th spot. Your leader with plenty of room to breathe between him and the battle for second as he has a full straightaway advantage right now over the 53 of Jack Dover. As we come into our final 10 laps of racing, we are inching closer and closer to the final laps of the Hitchman Indy Race where Eagle Nationals Brady Bacon is on a hot streak as look out, Mark Pace is spun it around on the middle of turns 3 and 4. The caution must fly. It'll be a 12-lap dash to the finish. Brady Bacon, all he has to do is set the cruise control and run away. He's got 5-lap cars between him and the rest of the field. Can he go 3 in a row with the Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series? Back to green. The battle is on for second. Jason Johnson, Wayne Johnson, both bicycling the cars down to the inside, trying to get the run of the 53 of Jack Dover as they're battling for second. You got battles going on in front of him, too, for position. And Jason Johnson's able to steal away the second spot. Jack Dover battling back to the inside. Wayne Johnson's right there. 3 cars, only 1 can run in second. As now we'll throw 2 more. You're going to have a 5-car battle for the runaway spot on the back straightaway. The 41 of Jason Johnson, the 53 of Jack Dover, the 77 next to Wayne Johnson, the 23 of Seth Bergman, the 45 of Johnny Herrera. Herrera up to the high side. He's got 1, he's got 2 of them as they work to the back straightaway. Seth Bergman going to work back down to the inside. They're going to shuffle the 53 back in the running order as it's going to be Jason Johnson running in second. Johnny Herrera is going to try to steal away third. Who's going to the front straightaway? Johnny Herrera, after a terrible start to his night, he is up to third. Seth Bergman is running in fourth, and they just shuffled Wayne Johnson back to fifth. Back up front, though, he has got the cruise set. He's got his arm hanging out the window with his hair fluttering in the breeze. Brady Bacon is absolutely running away with this thing, as there is still plenty of lap cars. And how about this? A half-track advantage for the Fatheads Eyewear number 99. It is the 41 of Jason Johnson running in second. Johnny Herrera right there. Seth Bergman looking down to the inside. He tries to steal away third. Has to settle for fourth for the time being. The 77X of Wayne Johnson still your top 5. The 05 of Brad Loyet. Restarted 8th. He has fought his way back up to 6th. He's going to put the 53 of Jack Dover back to 7th. The 81 of Danny Wood. The 35 of Trevor Grossenbacher. The 5H of Logan Forler got his first top 10 finish with the Lucas Oil American Sprint Car Series presented by Man TV last night. He wants to make it 2 nights in a row. The rookie driver starting to pick up some momentum here as we go further into this 2012 racing season. It is Brady Bacon into the final 5 laps here at the Hitchman Indy Racewear Eagle Nationals. He is starting to be held up a little bit by slower traffic, but he still has a half-track advantage over the battle for second. Johnny Herrera trying to steal away from the 41 of Jason Johnson. 4 laps remain. Brady Bacon, still your racers. We go back to the battle for second. The 41 of Jason Johnson, the 45 next to Johnny Herrera. They bolt down the front straight with the 77 next to Wayne Johnson still running in fourth. As the battle will be in the top 5, goes side by side. Brad Loyet is fighting back and fighting back hard as he goes to the inside of the 23 of Seth Bergman. They finish 1-2 at the Rock and Roll 50 now. Both drivers just trying to finish in the top 5 with Jack Dover starting to fight back on the inside line. Dover, though, has developed a killer push on that race car as the front nose wing has been pushed back. The mounts have broken on his nose wing as that is what has cost him so many positions. But the white flag is flown. Your leader works on the back straightaway. This time, he will work at a turn 3. He will race at a turn 4. He will get back-to-back wins. He will sweep the Eagle Nationals. Brady Bacon, your winner. Second will go to the 45X of Johnny Herrera. He will get it in the final laps. Jason Johnson will take third. Fourth will go to the 77X of Wayne Johnson. Your top 5 is going to round up with the 05 of Brad Loyet. Seth Bergman, Jack Dover, Danny Wood, the 35 of Trevor Grossenbacher, the 5H of Logan Forler. Your top 10.
Wow. That is the best way to describe that feature event. Wow. You get up there, you finally get the race seat, you're able to run down Jack Dover in slower traffic. The last completed lap comes back to bite you, and you run him down on a clean racetrack and run away by a half a track. Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, for me and my car and my package and everything, I couldn't ask for a more perfect racetrack. You know, the bottom was really good, but it was also really, really hard to run. If you could hit it right, man, you just got all kinds of drive, and our car just seems to just really be able to rotate and roll the bottom good. And I mean, this racetrack was just perfect for our car tonight.
Couple of times it looked like you did develop a little bit of a push off the bottom. Jack Dover developed that same push, and you said that bottom was really, really hard to run, and a couple times the cushion on the high side grabbing that right rear on you.
Yeah, I didn't think the cushion was the way around. I could get around okay in 3 and 4 to get by lap cars and stuff, but it's just so far up there in 1 and 2, I'd rather just run through the middle. You know, those whoops over there in 1 were giving a lot of people problems, and I was able to keep the car stable. Infinity Shocks did a great job just keeping this awesome Triple X car. I mean, it was just, you know, I couldn't ask for a better racetrack for this car.
People, though, that you need to thank for tonight's race.
Yeah, obviously my major sponsors, Oilfield Equipment and Manufacturing, Dennis Marshala, Rico Elmore, Fatheads Eyewear. You know, we're a growing team. This is my 2nd year doing it by myself, so Fatheads is kind of a younger company, so hopefully we can just grow together.
And another person you probably need to thank down here is standing right next to you filming this interview.
Yeah, my fiance, Ciciana, has been able to come to all the races with us this year, and that's really been awesome. She got a job with RacinBoys. She does a great job. Critiques us a little bit sometimes, but maybe we need it a little bit. Obviously, my parents for, getting me involved in racing and helping me throughout my early career, and Mike and Megan Eubanks and everyone else give me an opportunity.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. He sweeps the weekend of the Eagle Nationals, the Broken Arrow Bandit, Brady Bacon. Talk about a dynamite run. The man who comes home in second, he overcame adversity not once, twice this weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, out of Albuquerque and the Mesilla Valley Transportation 45X, Johnny Herrera. Johnny, a great, great run. That last restart, you were absolutely on fire on the high side of this racetrack.
Well, I kind of got running there. I was actually too free to run anywhere else, so I just grabbed a handful of wing there, and I left it too free so I could get going at the start, and just kind of worked. It just worked out that way. I mean, we had a good race car all weekend. Last night kind of driver made a bad choice and stop when he shouldn't have, and I think we had a top 3 or 4 race car last night, and I think we'll take it. We started 15th. I think we run second in this race last year and run second again, so we'll take it.
Now, you, Jason, Wayne, Seth, at one point you guys had about a 5-car battle up there, and you were really having to pick and choose when you were going to go to the middle and go to the top. Kind of take us through some of that.
Well, I knew I was pretty much committed to the top. As long as I could have a clean shot to either drive through the middle or drive the bottom without anybody slowing me down, I could keep the race car down on the racetrack and not lose no speed. But if anybody shut me off or I lost my momentum, it just I was on top of the racetrack. So I had to really judge and try to pass them where I wanted to pass them, not pass them where they made me pass them.
All right, and a lot of people you got to thank on this race car.
Well, of course, we got my mom and dad at home. Of course, without them and giving me this opportunity to drive the race car, I can't do it. Of course, Mesilla Valley Transportation Champion, Lubricants, Hoosier Race Tires, Butler Built, Ham Construction, all my other product sponsors, Competition Suspension, Component Shocks, just everybody involved, guys at home that couldn't come out this weekend, Dan, John, the guys here this weekend, my wife and my grandson Jaden at home. Without all of them and giving me all that support and all that help, it wouldn't be possible.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming up in second tonight, Hollywood. Johnny Herrera is now rounding out our podium. Another driver that had to overcome adversity after adversity after adversity. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ragin' Cajun, Jason Johnson. Jason putting it up on the podium here tonight. Last night, the front and rear end of this race car gets knocked out. You cut the rear tubes apart on this thing, got it put back together, and the car looked very good. And like Johnny, you also looked very free out there during that race.
Well, I tell you, this Lincoln Auto Auction, wounded Maxim, it worked pretty decent tonight. We had to cut the rear tubes out tonight, just running 2 cars. We wanted to concentrate and give Ricky a good effort. And, in the heat race, man, that was fun to watch him to pull off a victory there. That made my whole weekend.
4/100ths of a second what he got that heat race by. Now, you've mentioned it, I've mentioned it, where you cut the tubes out of this. How much did that change the setup on this race car? Now you had to drive it, allowing that much more flex in the rear of this car.
I think, the guys changed bars all night long, and we made changes all night long, and I can't tell the difference. So obviously the car is making, it's flexing and it's not responding to the changes we're making. So I just drove it to the best of our ability. It's great to be on the podium. We definitely want to be where Brady's at, obviously in victory lane, but it was a good race. I mean, it was an awesome racetrack, a top and a bottom, and I want to thank all the fans for coming out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, rounding out your reclaiming the points lead with the Lucas Oil America Sprint Car Series, Jason Johnson. As all the drivers are going to start to make their way down to the Butler-built victory lane here at the Hinchman Indy Raceway Eagle Nationals. The pits are open if you want to start making your way down there, ladies and gentlemen. For everybody with the Lucas Oil America Sprint Car Series presented by MAV TV, for TBJ Promotions, Hinchman Indy Raceway, and all of their fine sponsors here this weekend, I want to personally thank you all for coming out and enjoying tonight's racing action. My first time at Eagle Raceway, and I have to say, this track is absolute dynamite. The fans are wonderful. We look forward to coming back and putting on another show for you. My name is Brian Holber, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, good night. God bless. We'll see you at the race.